Hello and welcome to Rivers Edge Today. I'm Dr. David J. Rogers, and for the last couple of weeks, we've been with Brooke Freeman talking about how we can minister to widows. And God's got some good things. We have stay tuned for and catch the whole show today because there's some good things that the Lord wants to do here. Brooke, share with those folks that I know the last couple of weeks you shared who you are and how they can get a hold of you if they want more information on your ministry. Just share with everyone.
Yeah, so Brooke Freeman with Beauty by Fire Ministries, and our website is just beautybyfire.org. So you can go there to find out more about what we do. You can contact us through that website and get connected with us in that way. The areas of opportunity to serve, as well as a widow to come and be ministered to and serve.
That's a key ingredient there too. It's not just one of the things that the Lord showed me about church and how we should be. We should be a place that is triage center, allow people to come in and get healed, to get ministered, to receive ministry. But also once they get to a certain place and they're healed up, they're established, then give them that outlet to minister because they come from a unique place that they have now because they have a unique experience and a unique insight to the pain and suffering and the hurts that other people are experiencing.
They absolutely do. And so we've heard several widows, a lot of our widows who will say, I can't believe how neglectful I was towards my friend who lost her husband before. But the reality is she didn't know what it was to be widowed, or the unique spaces that you can enter into to serve them and to love them. And you don't know until you know, right? And so widows have a unique loss, the loss of a husband, a provider, a leader, a protector, one who, fill in the blank, right? He might have even been the handyman around your house. And so they in every widow's situation is unique as to what their roles were within their household. And so for them to be able to allow people into those spaces and to come alongside and to help, right, to build them back to a healthier place, or to be instruments used by the Lord. Let me make sure I'm saying that correctly, because it is the Lord's outworking of the church, right? Is we're being used as instruments in His hands, playing off the book by Paul David Tripp, right? Yeah. Is that we're just being used by Him to administer the love of Christ in those hard spaces.
That's so very good. That's one of the things that we pointed out is the church and the widow's privilege in that we have an opportunity to serve, and we have and we have to change that mental dynamic to where it's that they're not an inconvenience. They're going through something that I can't touch.
Yes.
We have to look at it as a privileged opportunity, especially for those who are in Christ.
Right.
Because in heaven there's not going to be that vindictive thing, but there could be because. Where it's not like, why didn't you help me when you had that chance? Because you're going to know them a million years from now. Instead, we have that opportunity, that privilege now to go, I can help my sister in Christ who's going through an extreme challenge, and also for that widow to allow, and that's one of the things in anyone going through a situation, you have to allow someone an opportunity to help you.
And the relationship affords that, right? Yes. If we stop in one time and say, call me if you ever need anything, that's not a relationship that affords trust or the vulnerability to say, I need help here, right? And so, but we use the word privilege. So if I were to go to someone who is newly widowed and say, it is your privilege to be widowed and to serve other widows now, we've gotten way ahead of ourselves. But verbiage that I've heard within the church is a deacon would have called a widow and said, I am your newly assigned deacon. Well, what did the widow just hear? that they were an assignment,
Yeah.
right? Like, rather than I am a deacon at this church and it is my privilege, for us to come alongside you in this season and to care for you and to serve you in whatever capacity that may be. And so, but language and words that we use matter. And if it's an assignment, if we take on that, then it's going to feel like an assignment.
Right.
And for a new widow, it doesn't feel like a privilege at all. But the Lord has entrusted something unique to them that only they have the privilege and insight of knowing what that feels like. That gives them a unique opportunity to be able to be very sympathetic and to enter into another widow's world in a way that no other person may be able to. And that is a privilege if we can consider it that at some point.
Yes, exactly. At some point, we have to look at it as an honor for those who are in Christ to find someone who is hurting, to be used of the Lord, as to be the ears and the voice of the Lord to that person who's going through this extreme challenge. And we can't look at it as say, oh, well, it's my rotation as the benevolence pastor. I've got to reach out to. No. That's an occupation, not a calling. And the calling is when you find someone who's going through that and you show up and you just, how can I help you? And we talked about it in one of the previous shows. It could be, here's your cup of coffee, here's my cup of coffee. Just, I'm here.
Right.
And talk over, toast and biscuits and just let it out.
Conversation affords you a lot of insight into someone's world. Just engaging someone in conversation allows you to see and identify some of the needs without them even saying it sometimes.